All right, today we've already done it, but we're going to be switching out this light switch. Now, obviously, I've already done it. You know, the new one is in, but we're going to show you how to switch these out. Now, getting the old one out is real easy. Just make sure you, and I'll show you this step. You isolate the power source, take the old one off, wire up the new one, and put it in place. And then put the cover plate back on. So let's get to it. Now, the first thing you want to do in any electrical job is isolate the primary power source. In this case, primary bedroom in the breaker box, 15 amp breaker. This is a remodel box, and it's costs like $3. And basically, it has these little flaps on the top that when you turn the screw, those little flaps extend, and it has these knockouts. You knock out one on the top, one on the bottom, and see that little flap at the top? What you do is, when you put it in the wall, instead of having to hammer it to a stud, you turn the screw, and that comes up. And you knock out one of those each for wires. Now, you see here, it's a single gang, so it only holds one switch or one plug. You can use it for either a switch or a plug. Now, you see here, first of all, make sure you have the right tip on your screwdriver. And then you turn it, and that extends the flap up. And on the bottom one, it extends the flap down. And you can mount it either way. There's no dedicated up, no dedicated down. And what that does is those little flaps, as you screw them down, like you see it's a little loose right there, those flaps will actually help secure that box to the wall. Real easy. Now next, you identify your wires. You have 3. Okay, this is standard Romex, which is number 12. Romex is what is used to wire houses, generally speaking. Now, you take the black wire. You're going to have a black, a white, and in this case, it's a bare copper wire. Sometimes that third wire will be green. So you take the black wires, and you secure them on lugs on the same side of the switch. Okay? Make sure you don't strip off too much on the end to where you start getting, arcs and sparks. You don't want that. When you turn the power on, you want it to be nice and cool. You don't want arcs and sparks. If you have that, you've got big problems. Make sure you give each wire a tug so you make sure it's secure. Now take the bare copper wire or green wire, whatever is in your situation, and see that green screw, it'll have 2 plates. You put them in between those 2 plates. Now, I was going to put them on each side of the screw, but I couldn't get it to cooperate with me, so I just said to hell with it and put it on both on the same side. It's not going to hurt a thing. I'm sure there's some YouTube master electrician on here who's going to give me some kind of speech in the comments about how, it's got to be done this way or that way or whatever. Yeah, well, no, it doesn't. Make sure you tug. It's all secure. Now, you take these wire nuts, which are meant for number 12 wire, which is your standard wiring in any house, and they are color-coded. They are red. They should always be red. You put the 2 white wires together, and you twist it down. Make sure the wire nut is nice and tight. Pull the wires. You could put electrical tape at the bottom of this, but it's not necessary. Now, use this screw and this screw. You stuff everything in that box, and using those 2 screws, you secure the switch to the box. Then we test it. Yay! We have light. Now you put the cover plate on, and voila. This is so easy. You don't have to have a license. You don't have to have years of education, some fancy piece of paper to do just a simple
So we've got
job.
the new switch in. It works, as you can tell. It's not that hard of a job. Everyone should be able to do this. If you're a homeowner, this is an essential skill. It can save you a lot of money. Instead of having to pay an electrician $200 to switch one of these out, you can do it yourself at just the cost of the parts. I believe the switch itself, I bought a higher end one, and I paid $7 for the switch itself. I think I paid $1.95 for the plate. And the wire nuts for a pack of 10 cost like $3 or $4 at Home Depot. The box, the remodel box, I believe it cost $3 at Home Depot, $4, something like that. It wasn't very expensive at all. So you can do this. You can do this. It's very, very easy. And I encourage you to do stuff like this for yourself and save yourself a lot of money. It only took, I mean, the video is short. Even with this intro and outro that we're doing, the video is still very short. It took me all of 5 minutes to do all this. So thank you for coming along. I hope you learned something from this. And as always, God bless and be good.